Papua New Guinea's Communications Minister, Tim Masiu, wants to usher in law changes to protect copyrights for the artists and designers in the country. Our PNG correspondent Scott Waire told Don Wiseman what's concerning the minister.
So he's talking about a better representation for artists, musicians, and the protection of their work. I guess the bigger problem that Papua New Guinea needs to solve are, one, the counterfeiting that's happening within the fashion industry, where the work of Papua New Guinean artists are taken and then mass-produced by foreign-owned businesses within the country. So that's like a big concern for artists in fashion and fabrics and all that.
Can you give us an example of the sorts of things you're talking about?
Yeah, so there's a Kokopo-based entrepreneur named Enet Sete who's championed this fight against counterfeiting of her products. So she produces prints, Papua New Guinean prints, and she's built up a business around that. Now, what happens is other businesses are taking her prints, reproducing them, or making copies with slight variations to them. I've seen copies of her work where they've basically taken the fabric, scanned it, and then reproduced it as a fabric, mass-produced out of China, of course. So that's been a big problem for her. She's taken the businesses to court, various businesses. She's tried to clamp down on the smaller businesses that have reproduced, mass-produced her work. So it's been a struggle for her trying to contain that illegal business. Now, the laws do not necessarily protect the artist who is the owner of the product, the original owner of the product, and that's been the weakness of the law so far. You can have it mass-produced, but to go through a legal process knowing that your rights will be protected is a bit difficult, and smaller businesses just don't have the money to fight long, protracted court battles.
All right, so what is the minister planning?
It's a very broad statement. I mean, in my opinion, it's a very broad statement. He's talking about legislations and protections of protection of artists, but that the nitty-gritties haven't been really explained. So it's like a move in the right direction, but it still needs to be clearly defined so that it gives confidence to the artists and the fashion designers, the songwriters, the producers, that the government will protect them in the event that their work is being used without benefit to them.